Someday, we will hopefully find out the truth about what afflicts Donald Trump and what is responsible for his increasingly erratic behavior and the speech trouble and the memory trouble. But for now, all we have are experts who are sounding the alarm based on his publicly available behavior. And we've been talking about this for years. And slowly but surely, the discussion is moving more and more to mainstream places. We now have a series of mental health professionals, starting with a psychologist from New York City, Ben Michaelis, who did an analysis of Donald Trump's vocabulary over time. And what he found is that Trump's vocabulary has become more and more simple over time, with deteriorating sentence structure. And numerous experts believe that this is indeed, surprise, a sign of cognitive decline by the president of the United States. Now, some are arguing, well, he's getting to be in his mid-70s. There might be some speech decline that would be observable in anybody that age. And that sometimes does happen. But again, mental health professionals saying that what Trump is experiencing, what he is exhibiting, exceeds just age-related cognitive decline. When you look at 80-plus-year-old attorney Alan Dershowitz, I don't agree with a word the guy says lately, but you see a drastic difference in cognitive function when compared to Donald Trump relative to both of their baselines when you go and look at 5 and 10-year-old videos of them. A lot of people seem to forget that Donald Trump used to be very articulate. The psychologist Ben Michaelis says that some deterioration in a 73-year-old would not be hugely surprising, although not a requirement by any means, but that what we are seeing exceeds that. John Montgomery is also a psychologist and says that Trump must be tested so that we can know what's going on, and says, quote, I think it's pretty safe to say that Trump has had significant cognitive decline over the years. Neuropsychologist Sterling Johnson says it could be stress-related cognitive decline. It could be related to neurodegenerative, that's difficult to say, neurodegenerative disease, or now I'm thinking I have cognitive decline, or normal cognitive decline that comes with aging. We've talked about the slurring of words. We've talked about the dilated pupils, even in bright rooms with professional stage lighting. We've talked about all of these instances, and this could be anything from a dementia type decline to drug use, to the side effects of pharmaceutical medications, to anything in between. There's also notably the difference between the two Trumps. We've talked before about upper Trump, the guy tweeting hundreds of times a day and retweeting, speaking quickly at events with the rapid sniffing. And then there's downer Trump, tired, slurring, low energy Trump, very slowly reading the teleprompter. There's the misstating people's names and words, everything from Tim Apple to Marilyn Lockheed to wanting the oranges of an investigation.
Sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children. I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple. Marilyn Lockheed. Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia. Mike Pounds, Justice Anthony. You know who I'm talking about. In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army. Our army manned the airports. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports.
There's those shoulder spasms that coincide with the mixed up or mistaken words that we've observed.
And shelter, criminal. Look, wait. And let me begin by wishing you a beautiful, look, you remember this? Democrats decided to shield and shelter criminal. Look, wait. You have criminals.
All right. We're watching the president here in Wildwood, New Jersey. I just want to get a quick comment before we toss it over to Tucker and Molly Hemming.
There's the times that his tongue seems to sort of get in the way of his teeth, like in this example.
Your campaign of terror, murder, mayhem will not be tolerated any longer. It will.
One more example of that to show you.
Based on the core principles of fairness and reciprocity. What? No, it's okay. Oh. They can name it whatever they can name it, peaches. And God bless the United States.
These are episodes of some kind. We just don't know exactly what. And, we need to be consistent. We said Bernie Sanders said he'd release his full medical records. I said earlier today he should do it because he promised to do it. And we should know. Donald Trump said he would release his taxes and he hasn't done it. He should do it because he said he would. And Donald Trump should actually be examined properly and fully for what's going on here. There's just too many experts here, everything from neurologists to mental health professionals and everything in between saying something is going on. These are clear, consistent symptoms. The cause we don't know, and it needs to be investigated. I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Vincero Watches. They're giving my audience 15% off your entire order when you go to davidpakman.com/watch. Maybe you don't usually wear a watch and you've been thinking about looking for one to elevate your look, or you've been thinking about replacing the one you have. Check out Vincero. It's an American company. All of their watches are built in small batches from high-end materials. They look amazing. And they look like something you'd spend a lot of money on, but every Vincero watch ranges from $150 to $300. I went on their website and picked out the Kairos in white and silver. Really love the look, the combination of the white face and the beige band. Really love this one. They also sent me the Kairos limited release gold reserve set. Totally different style. This one would make a fantastic gift for a couple people I can think of in my family. Anytime you see me wearing a watch on the show, I'm wearing a Vincero watch. Go through their collection. I know you'll find something you like, and you'll get 15% off when you go to davidpakman.com/watch.